Hello, hello. Welcome to A Novel Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me, as always, is my beautiful co-host and wife, Karen.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Karen?
I'm okay. How are you?
Why are you trying to sound like you have a cougher's voice?
What?
You sound like...
A smoker's voice? A
Yes.
cougher's voice?
Yes.
A cougher's voice.
Yes.
I think about the coffers, like money.
Oh, Jesus
Money in the
Christ.
coffers.
No, not that type of coughters.
I know.
Hey, we're celebrating something today.
Yeah, our birthday.
Our novel...
Our podcast birthday.
Our novel console's birthday.
1 whole year.
And it's exactly 1 whole year since we released that episode because we're recording this on Saturday because we have a little bit of free time. Hopefully we'll get that Marvel episode. Well, when you listen to this...
We will get the Marvel episode done tomorrow. We have to.
When you listen to this on Monday, if you're a Patreon subscriber, then you'll know if the Marvel episode came
Made it
out
up
or
not.
Hey, so people might get a double episode Monday, one with Patreon, one with regular.
You only get 2 episodes if you're a Patreon supporter. Come on, folks.
It's $2 a month.
It's so cheap.
And we have a lot of bad content there for you to listen to.
Yep. Super bad. We have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
Nope. So we have been doing this for a year already. Isn't that crazy?
And what's craziest to me is that we recorded our first episode in a hotel room, but then we re-recorded it like 15 times. So the version that's posted is not the one that was recorded in a hotel room.
Yeah, and it's still a really bad episode, too.
It's so bad.
Yeah, don't listen to episode number 1. That episode.
But everybody
bad.
does. It's our most played fucking episode of the whole damn year.
Maybe we should go back and re-record it to how we do them now.
No, I am not re-recording that episode again.
I'll be like,
no.
The 5th time.
Oh, Lord.
So you remember how...
Oh, wait, that author, the 3rd book does come out this month or next month. I can't remember.
So we could possibly do a Samurai Jack and whatever episode, but there's no new Samurai Jack game coming out.
Damn.
So we've had a very weird recording style throughout the past year. Well, it has kept changing and evolving.
Yeah, man, it was really awful there in the beginning. I cannot imagine ever going back to that.
No. So you remember we started out with the 2 Nessies that I got off of eBay for $20 each.
Yes.
And we were recording on those.
2 separate computers.
Not even computers. They were, what were they? Flip books? Notebooks?
Yeah, not Chromebooks, but...
Something like that?
Yeah, tablets with keyboards.
Yeah. So we were recording on that, and we would just record on the actual recording app.
Microsoft Surface, that's what it is.
The Surfaces, yeah, the Surfaces. So we would record on the actual app, and then I would go onto a website, convert the recording into MP3 so I could edit it on Audacity, and then I would have to go do both. No, I would do my recording and delete the parts where you were talking off of mine, and then delete the parts where I was talking off of yours, and then it wouldn't sync right. It would be weird. And sometimes the voices would just like fall a little bit short of each other.
Do you remember that one time that I accidentally deleted my whole recording?
Yep. I remember that. What did we do with that?
I think we just like sat down to eat and then we redid it. It was so awful. We had to redo the whole fucking thing. There haven't been many times where we had to re-record, but it was always like the most inopportune moments.
Yeah, it hasn't been like at least at the beginning it wasn't like easy at all until I kept doing research and deciding to do more and more changes and try new shit out. And it worked for like 5 seconds. Let's see if we can record an hour-long episode this way. And eventually it worked.
And I'm glad we finally got to the point where you're not like editing and constantly pausing your edits to come to me to yell at me for all of my and
yeah, and you're
in
breathing,
the microphone
and breathing into the microphone.
Yeah.
The one thing that I do remember is that we recorded under those lamps that we have in the kitchen.
Yes, we recorded in our dining area, and those lights get so overheated. Like you would get so cranky.
Yeah, because I would start sweating sitting
it was
there.
uncomfortable sitting at that table, but that made it that much more uncomfortable. It was pretty awful.
Yeah, and then the microphones would pick up everything. They would pick up the dishwasher pulling water, the ice maker just getting started on making ice,
Not to mention just that
motorcycles.
we were doing this on our dining room table, so we had to assemble and disassemble and every single time we had to put all the microphones away, pull the microphones out, get all the tablets. But
Make
now
sure the levels are
we have a
right.
desk and everything's just always there and ready to go when we're ready to go.
So at one point, I got really annoyed with the breathing into the microphones.
Sorry.
And 'cause I did it too. There was one episode in particularly where it sounded like I was just huffing something off of the microphone. It's disgusting. And I saw that Adam from Remember the Game had a little hack, and it was to put a sock over his microphone.
Yeah, then we had your damn socks on the microphones. Oh my gosh.
Those socks were there for like, what, 6 or 7 months?
Yeah, a long time.
See, the thing with the socks is that the socks carried over with us until we bought this desk. We put the old computer on this desk with those Nessies. Then when we upgraded to the Wave 3s, we still used those socks.
And the whole desk ordeal, I was trying to be so cheap. Every time somebody would put furniture out at the dumpster, I'm like, hey, honey, come look at this desk and see if it's acceptable to repurpose
No.
for the podcast.
No, and even the desk that we have is still not completely acceptable.
It's good, though. It's good.
It's not 100% the desk that I wanted. So we moved the old computer in here, and we set it up with the microphones and whatnot, and we were using it for a while still with the socks. I don't remember what the last episode we did with that computer was. So it probably was the last episode where we sound with a little bit of background noise still.
We don't have background noise now, despite what's happening right now.
You probably can't hear it. Luna scratching fiercely against the floor, but I've noticed that you can't hear her, and you can't hear the screaming cicadas whenever they come.
But you can hear the motorcycles and the dick bags that rev everything down
Yeah,
the road.
those you can hear. But cool thing is that once I decided to buy this new computer that we're using, my cousin came over and we spent like 5 hours just getting it to sound like what I wanted it to and getting it to work like what I wanted it to. So now it sounds a lot better, even though it's still a terrible show. So
It's not a terrible show. We just we're not very popular because no one knows about us. And the people who do know about us don't listen to podcasts.
that's true. But the people that know about us, that listen to podcasts, enjoy the show.
And they are loyal.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Burger Champ.
And
Even though you
Wolfgang.
hate me.
And Jen.
Yep,
And
Jen and Logan and Marla.
Yep. And
That's all of our listeners. My mother and
no.
your mother.
no, we're missing Dave. And
Oh,
Dave.
yeah.
So that's what?
And
6?
Clint listens sometimes.
That's 6 listeners.
Yep, look at us. Moving on up.
Yep, 6 listeners.
And,
We started on with none.
France and Egypt
Yep.
and the Philippines.
And the Philippines.
What the
Jesus
fuck was
Christ.
that?
That one definitely came up.
So
in the
basically,
recording.
I don't know if we've ever discussed this, but we live on a very long road that has no stoplights for a very, very long stretch. No stoplights, no stop signs.
It has no stop signs and no stoplights the entire road.
No, just this stretch. Yeah, this stretch. We don't want to say too much because people will figure out where we live. But everybody joyrides down this fucking road because it's such a long stretch with no stopping. It's a long ass stretch.
Yeah, I've been thinking about soundproofing the room, just adding some pads or whatever.
We just need to move
Yeah, we do need to move
to somewhere with seasons.
But
Send us your recommendations.
I have Metamorphic A right now working on those Legend of Zelda masks, and I'm gonna tell her to put foam inside them so that they can absorb some of the noise too. Because I'm just gonna put them on that wall where the Funko Pops are. So,
If we still live here.
or I'll put them above the whatever. It doesn't matter. The Funko Pops absorb a lot of the noise, but it doesn't bounce around as hard as it used to when we were in the kitchen still.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
Yeah. Editing that from when we were recording there was just unbearable. It was such a nightmare. But now we're in a better spot. We're in my room, and these are my rules, and this is our podcast.
Oh, please. Your room that your daughter pissed in this week. Oh, man. We could have killed her.
Yeah. But this isn't about Luna peeing. So that first year, it was pretty strange. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. I had
You
never.
mean the beginning of this? This is the first year.
Yeah.
We just ended the first year.
Yeah. So that
like last week was really weird. We didn't know what we were doing.
No, we never know.
We never know
what
what we're doing. Obviously,
but when we
say
started,
things that don't make any sense.
specifically when we started, we didn't know what we were doing. I mean, I had never been the host, but I had been in a podcast before, which it's different being the host than being in a podcast.
It's a lot more work.
Yeah. And I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to set anything up. I didn't know how to make a YouTube video. And now I do those.
You figured it out pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to because I wanted to make this work. And we had no listeners there at the beginning, but now we have a few.
We had our parents.
Yeah, but now we have a few constant listeners, and that's great. We also have John. John listens every week religiously. He wants to hang out too. We should probably make plans to hang out with him. And we did a couple of months, theme months, which we have one coming up soon, which is Horror Month, which I think that was our first theme month.
Yep, it was.
And we did Search for the Perfect Cuban.
Oh my gosh, we did, didn't we?
Yep. We did Arcade Month, too.
Yes, oh my God.
And we did the
Middle Earth March.
That was fun.
Fucking Zelda Month.
Zelda Month was great.
It was so hard for me.
No, it wasn't. You just had to read bad manga.
It was painful.
And we also did the Search for Perfect Chicken, which we never found. The closest we got was Bonchon.
Yeah.
We did the chicken sandwich battle, too.
But that was just one episode.
That was pretty great, though.
It wasn't like a series.
No, but that was a fun episode because we got to eat nothing but chicken sandwiches for one night.
I don't remember it being so fun.
I had a great time.
I was very full, very fast.
We also had a Friday release schedule, and then we figured out that recording
during the week sucks ass.
Writing and recording on a Thursday and then going to bed at 1 a.m. is terrible. So,
and here recently, I've basically just given up writing.
Yeah, we didn't write anything for this episode.
We're just totally going off the cuff right now.
Yeah. So
watch us jinx it. We're not going to be able to say anything else for the rest of the episode.
I mean,
God.
we have our final part, which will be fine. We're just eating time right now. So it's been a great year. It's been very fun. It's been a ton of fun.
I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah. And what's to come, we do have a couple of changes coming. Our first change, which is kind of a somewhat major but not really change.
None of these are major changes.
No. It's the naming convention of the episodes. Instead of being vague, we're going to try to be a little bit more on the nose on what we're reviewing in the title, because we've noticed that the episodes that have
more specific
titles like Ghostbusters or Pikmin or Anxious People, those episodes do really well as compared to other episodes with vague names like A Government Agent or A Rookie Cop. You know?
Yeah.
So
you would have witnessed one small change last week when we said checkers instead of the menu item.
Yeah, so we're also going to start using like the restaurant names on the title, unless it's a repeat. If it's a repeat, we're going to have to figure something else out. Like when we did Taco Bell twice, like 3 weeks after we did it the first time.
Taco Bell! Nacho fries are gone again, so what's the point?
Yeah, it's not worth it anymore. Just cancel Taco Bell until they bring them back.
Have nacho fries all the time!
Yep. So that's going to be the first change. We're going to be a little bit more on the nose with the naming convention, even though I have fun coming up with those weird names for every episode.
They are fun.
And I'm also going to be changing at least my personal scoring system for the video games.
Not me, because I'm stuck in my ways.
So instead of out of 5 stars, it's going to be out of 10 stars, because I'm having a hard time finding a medium ground to rate the games at where I feel like it's the right rating. Where out of 10, it would be so much easier because, a 7 is good, but it's not the best. 8 is really good. 9 is holy shit, this is almost perfect. 10 is perfect, and then you go down from 6. It's okay. 5, it's 4, it's not good, and so on and so forth until 1 where you're at it, it's terrible. And I think we should also add a new level to garbage. Do you think that would be a good idea?
I've always disliked our different categories for garbage because they don't really make sense to me.
Which ones?
The men, okay. I never remember which one is which because I don't get them.
Meh is above garbage. Okay is below
I think
garbage.
we just should change it completely.
To what?
I don't know. Something in between garbage and garbage. Different words.
Like what?
I'll come up with something.
You're going to figure that
Mediocre.
out? Mediocre.
Average. Mediocre and average.
Mediocre and average.
Yeah, we got garbage, mediocre, average, and garbage.
I feel like
I feel like there
garbage.
should be something between average and garbage.
I feel like mediocre and garbage are the exact same thing.
Yeah, I guess. One step above mediocre.
One step above mediocre.
Yes.
Okay.
Garbage, one step above mediocre. Average, garbage.
Okay.
Give us your feedback.
We'll figure something out. And yeah, give us your feedback. That's always welcome. And hey, if you'd like, send us in an email saying what's your favorite thing that's happened this year in the novel console.
Frankenstein dick.
Everybody
Pirates over yonder.
Everybody always brings up the fucking Frankenstein dick and the squirrel dildos. For
That's
some
because
reason,
everybody listens to the fucking first episode.
For
It's
some
the only
reason,
damn thing they listen to.
people love that.
I don't get it.
I don't get squirrel dildos, but it's a thing.
To each their own.
Yeah. So, is that the only thing we want to bring up regarding the future of the show?
I believe so.
Yeah. All right. So, you know what we're doing?
I vaguely know what we're doing.
You never know what we're doing, do you?
I always know less than what you know. When it comes to the podcast, I know less.
I mean, you should at least know something from the show structure.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. Roughly?
Roughly.
All right. So it's time for
The Backlog of Doom.
the Backlog of Doom. Hopefully there's some new music playing over this, but I don't know. Our last Backlog of Doom episode was chosen. I don't know where I'm going with this. No, our last Backlog of Doom episode results, that's where I was going, were reviewed last episode.
Yes.
So it was episode 52, if I'm not mistaken. And we reviewed Pokemon Heart Gold, and you did
Thunderhead.
And somewhat the Water Dancer. So
I explained my DNF of the Water Dancer.
yeah, it was bad. So this time we're doing the same thing. We're going to go over the Backlog of Doom. We picked 3 books and 3 games that we're going to put up on a poll on Patreon. And our Patreon supporters are going to decide which ones we're going to review by voting for them, right?
Disclaimer, I will DNF if I'm not feeling it. And then I'll go to the next highest choice.
So what if all 3 of your choices are bad and you have to DNF all 3 of them?
Then I'll explain myself and I'll pick a new book to review along with explaining why I DNF'd all of them.
That's not fair.
I really don't see myself
That's not
DNFing, especially like the middle one in this stack here. I kind of doubt that would happen, but you never know. You never know.
So again, like the Backlog of Doom, we're gonna give
This
the
is the
listeners-
Backlog of Doom.
Yes, like in every other
A
episode.
continuation of the Backlog of Doom.
Yeah. So we are gonna give you a month to go to Patreon and vote. Once that month is up, we're gonna go ahead and tell you the results on the first horror month episode.
So we'll be reviewing them in November.
So we'll be reviewing them at the end of November because we want a 2 month. Fuck, what the hell is wrong with
We
me?
are struggling today, apparently.
Oh, it's what? It's 10 p.m. at night, and I had a shit day at work. So on the 4th of October, we will be announcing what the winners are, which ones were chosen, and then we'll review those at the end of
Whatever the last episode of November would be. Wait, we
yeah,
have Thanksgiving. So,
November. The last episode of November should be the 29th.
okay, we can do that
We'll be good.
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So by then, we'll have our review and everything. So, do you want to start with your first book?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So up first, I have The Book of M by Pang Shepherd. It was published by William
Shepherd.
Morrow on June 5th, 2018. This is one of the blessed books that my precious husband went into Barnes & Noble all by himself to pick out book surprises for me. And when he does that, he likes to get a couple books that I've asked for, plus a couple that he thinks I would like. And this is one that he thought I would like based on the description. One afternoon at an outdoor market in India, a man's shadow disappears, an occurrence that science cannot explain. He is only the first. The phenomenon spreads like a plague, and while those afflicted gain a strange new power, the magic comes at a horrible price, the loss of all their memories. We continue from there, but I'm gonna keep the intrigue with just that little bit.
So why this book? Has anybody talked to you about it or anything, or have you heard
No, I've
reviews?
never heard
or...
anything about it other than you finding it for me and thinking, although now I'm looking at a review on the cover from USA Today, an apocalyptic thriller with heart, devastating and inventive. So, I hope it doesn't feel like most thrillers do for me. But yeah, no, I've never seen anybody on Bookstagram talk about this book. So I'm really interested to see how that goes.
Hopefully it's good.
It sounds pretty good.
I like to gravitate to those alien books.
Oh my God.
Anything.
You and the aliens. We are the ants.
We
You
Are
did
the
a really
Ants.
good job with
was a
that
good
one.
job.
That was a good book. It was
Yeah.
weird as fuck, but it was good.
Yeah. I want for Horror Month to read, what's it called? The
Mothman Prophecies?
Prophecies. We should both read that book. I want to give it a reread.
You're going to reread it. Look
I
at
will.
you,
I'll reread it.
rereading.
I'll reread the book. And you read it for the first time. It's kind of a thriller, but it's also kind of like based on true events, supposedly. So I think you might enjoy it because the payout is completely out of left field. I had no idea what to expect for the end, and it was great. I think it was great.
I like the unexpected. That's the thing that I think irritates me the most about thrillers is that I can normally figure out like where they're going, and that just ruins it for me.
Oh, well. Well, I know for a fact that you are not going to figure out where
I believe you.
the story turns.
I trust you.
I was like, what?
I trust you.
This has nothing to do with what has been going on the entire fucking book. It was like, it's terrible, but it's good. So we'll see what we can do about that. I also want to kind of get a good guest for that episode and talk that book and talk aliens and stuff, UFOs and shit in that one episode because I feel like he is a really good source of stories. So I got to reach out to him. I just got to reach out to him because he's just fantastic.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it would be. And I've been binging his podcast lately at work, and oh my God, it's like sometimes I'm driving this broad daylight and like I'm getting chicken skin, like my hairs are all like standing on edge. I'm like, fuck.
I don't like the sounds of that.
So, all right. So my first game is going to be from a series that I have never actually played. So never. But I should love this series just based on the art style. So the art style is done by Akira Toriyama. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Where's it from?
Yakuza.
No.
No, don't tell me. Nintendo.
No.
Snake.
No, that's Hideo Kojima.
Who? Where?
Dragon Ball.
When? Oh. I got all these damn Dragon Ball people looking me right in the face and I didn't figure it out. What the fuck?
Yeah, so he also does the artwork for Dragon Quest, which is really big in Japan. And I've never played the series, but for some reason, I have a bunch of the Dragon Quest games, and I want to collect or complete the complete collect the complete. I don't know
Complete the collection.
of the numbered base entries on the Dragon Quest series. So the game that I picked is Dragon Quest 11, Echoes of an Elusive. Dragon Quest.
Dear God, I promise we're not even drunk.
I wish we were.
Right?
Dragon Quest 11, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition S. So let's see here. Live the legend of the Luminary. Join the young Luminary on a journey to discover the fate that has awaited him since birth. What will be his destiny? What secrets lie hidden in the past? A world of adventure awaits as he sets out to uncover the answers.
Dun dun dun.
Says explore the world of Dragon Quest 11 from two distinct perspectives. It looks like there's a 3D and a 2D mode that you can activate. I have owned this game since it came out, and it always has driven me a little bit insane that the spine doesn't align correctly, and there's a little bit of white on the red spine. So I just want to play this game and see what all the fuss is about, because apparently it's really good. So
Watch you hate it.
watch me hate it.
Watch you
Imagine
give it a
that.
whole 4.5 stars.
Are you making fun of me of my
Yes, I am.
out of what was it?
You have such a hard time like deciding on just a one solid number.
See, the thing is that I want to give these games bad scores because I didn't have fun with them, but I can't because they are not bad games. So that's part of my struggle. Now, if I had a 7, I could give them a 7. I'm like, I thought it was kind of bad, but you might enjoy it because it's still technically not a bad game.
Well, now you have a 7, so look at you.
I have
Moving
a
on up
7.
in the world.
I have a 7. All right, what's your next book?
My next book is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. So I have already read, what is that other book by Blake Crouch called? It is called Recursion. I read Recursion by Blake Crouch, and I think I told you about this book. So it's the one, it's kind of like got like some time travel aspects to it, sort of. But basically it ends with a nuclear war. And it is like the freakiest thing ever.
It ends in Fallout.
Oh my God. It's so good. Okay, so Dark Matter, Blake Crouch. Let me read you a snippet from the synopsis. Are you happy with your life?
No.
Those are the last words Jason Dessen hears before the masked abductor knocks him unconscious. Before he awakens to find himself strapped to a gurney, surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits. Before a man Jason's never met smiles down at him and says, "Welcome back, my friend." In this world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows. His wife is not his wife, his son was never born, and Jason is not an ordinary college physics professor, but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable, something impossible. Is it this life or the other that's the dream? And even if the home he remembers is real, how can Jason possibly make it back to the family he loves? The answers lie in a journey more wondrous and horrifying than anything he could have imagined, one that will force him to confront the darkest parts of himself even as he battles a terrifying, seemingly unbeatable foe. From the author of the best-selling Wayward Pines trilogy, Dark Matter is a brilliantly plotted tale that is at once sweeping and intimate, mind-bendingly strange and profoundly human, a relentlessly surprising science fiction thriller about choices, paths not taken, and how far we'll go to claim the lives we dream of. It's okay because it's a sci-fi thriller.
So you know how that book sounds really cool?
Yeah.
It was also a really good deal because it only cost $6.97.
Right? It was bargain priced at Books A Million. It's a sticker I have not taken off. Oops.
Big sore eye of a
Watch
sticker.
me just try to take it off now, and it's like permanently stuck me some goo gone.
Like that giant sore eye just screaming, "I was cheap! I was cheap!"
Can we talk about how like deplorable book stickers are.
Yeah.
And now they've started making permanent book stickers. They're the bane of my existence.
See, if you were a video game collector, you would know this pain already and you wouldn't be surprised about it, because there was a time where fucking GameStop would buy people's games when they trade them in, and they would put the price sticker on the spine. But you'd say the spine right here. No, the spine on the actual fucking
They
paper
pull
and
the
say,
sleeve out of
I
the...
put it there.
What?
And
That's messed up.
Then to get it out, it was a fucking nightmare, because you would have to be really slow and hope that the sticker was put there recently, because if not, you were just going to have a fucking mess. In fact, I think I have a GameCube game. I think the Rampage game over there still has the GameStop sticker on it, and it drives me fucking batshit looking at it. I need to get rid of it. Oh, seriously?
Oh, no.
Seriously?
Yep. It's already sticking.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, so you will find like a PlayStation 2 game, and it says right there in faded black ink, $7.99.
That's awful.
It is infuriating. It is so annoying. But luckily they stopped doing that stupid shit, and all they do is to just post it on the corner and call it a day. So can I go with my next game?
I suppose you can.
Okay, so my next game is Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore.
That sounds really fucking weird. What the hell does that even mean?
A lot of people just read it #FE Encore.
I mean, I would.
Yeah. So
Or pound.
So this is actually a collaboration between Atlas and Nintendo. So this is supposed to be a merger of Fire Emblem and the Shin Megami Tensei series. So the Persona, where Persona spinned off of. And it's supposed to be same thing as Persona. You know, you have your characters that you use, and they would have an alternate persona of sorts based on a character from Fire Emblem. And you know, the funny thing is that I have 2 copies of this game. I have one for Switch, and I have one for Wii U.
Why?
Because when I bought the Wii U, I went crazy buying all the Wii U titles that I wanted, because they had all gone down to like $10 a piece, except for the Zelda ones, which were like 40 a piece still. And then they announced that this would be the complete edition, and I bought it, and I put it on the Switch to start playing it. And as soon as I put it in, I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw that it was censored, just like the Wii U version. I was like, well, I don't want to play it anymore, because, you know, why would I play a censored version of a game when they could have easily made it uncensored and just giving it
lame.
an M rating like they should have. Anyway, so the back of the box says, "The stage is yours. Knock 'em dead. Save Tokyo with the power of performance in this dazzling RPG. Live the life of an up-and-coming idol. Fight invaders with Fire Emblem partners. New side stories, new music, new costumes." So you're an idol, a Japanese idol. So you do concerts and shit, and you kill monsters with the power of song and music and dance. So
Sounds pretty epic.
sounds pretty terrible.
Pretty freaking epic. Epic.
So I'm kind of excited to play this, and I'm way more excited for the last game that I have. But you ready for your next book?
Yes, so I also realized I didn't give you the information about Dark Matter. So it was published by Crown on July 26th of 2016. Now,
Well, we're not doing that yet, because we're saving that for when.
No, I want to go ahead and tell people now.
So you don't have to when you have to?
No, they're not going to remember when it was published and by which publisher. Nobody cares. So my third book is a book that I've had for quite some time. I don't remember if I bought it at a Goodwill or a library sale. I think it may have been a library sale because of the like laminate covering on the paperback. But it is a very different tone than the previous 2 books I've told you about. Mr. Darcy Takes a Wife. Pride and Prejudice continues. It was published by Sourcebooks Landmark on May 1st, 2004. Basically, It's just what the title says.
It's a
It's a continuation of Pride and Prejudice
Why
by
haven't...
Linda Burdole.
Isn't Pride and Prejudice one of your favorite books ever? Why
Yeah.
haven't you read this yet?
Because it's like fan fiction.
Fan fiction is gross.
No.
Yes,
It's
it is.
fun.
Ask Mariela how gross it is.
Oh my God. Every woman wants to be Elizabeth Bennet Darcy. Beautiful, gracious, universally admired, strong, daring, and outspoken, a thoroughly modern woman in crinolines. And every woman will fall madly in love with Mr. Darcy, tall, dark, and handsome, a nobleman and a heartthrob whose virility is matched only by his utter devotion to his wife. Their passion is consuming and idyllic. Essentially, they can't keep their hands off each other. I wonder if his dick's gonna swell up against his belly.
God.
I love audiobooks. Through a sweeping tale of adventure and misadventure, human folly, and numerous mysteries of parentage. Ooh! Hold on to your bonnets. This sexy, epic, hilarious, poignant, and romantic sequel to Pride and Prejudice goes far beyond Jane Austen. If you fuckers don't pick this book, I lose all faith. Don't you want to hear about the parentage and hold on to your bonnets and
No. No.
see how long Mr. Darcy's legs are?
No, that it just... what you just read, everything about it just sounds gross.
It's wonderful.
It sounds like the grossest
Wonderful.
book. Please
tell me that, like, a 12-year-old you would have loved reading sex books.
No.
You needed
No,
visual
I needed
images.
visual.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I still need visuals.
No. My
Yeah.
mind does way more than a picture can.
See, the thing is, okay, so we don't watch horror movies at all.
No.
No. We can't stand.
handle. No.
You can't handle it because it's too scary.
Yeah.
I can't handle this because of the pacing, and it's so. I think it's just so stupid. It's just a waste of time, personally.
It's scary.
But I like scary books. I like scary manga. I like scary games. Just movies are just. I can't deal with them. They terrible. I'd rather read the script whenever they put them online. Just go over the screenplay. Just read that, and that to me it's better than just watching the fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a lot faster, too.
It's a lot faster, and I can also get way more scared with my own brain than whatever they show me. So something that's not as scary and it's actually kind of wholesome but really sad. Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition.
That sounds sad.
Yeah. So it says here, explore the mysteries and the beautiful forest of Nibble.
Nibble.
Nibel. Nibble, right?
Nibble. Nibble.
Nibel.
Nibble.
Nibble. Ori and the Blind Forest is a must-play award-winning franchise that tells the tale of a young orphan destined for heroics. Through a visually stunning action platformer crafted by Moon Studios, featuring hand-painted artwork, meticulously animated character performance, a fully orchestrated score, and dozens of new features in the definitive edition, Ori and the Blind Forest explores a deeply emotional story about love and sacrifice and the hope that exists in all us all. In the definitive edition, packed with additional content including extra secrets and areas, advanced abilities, more story sequences, multiple difficulty modes, full backtracking support, and much more. Discover Neru's past in 2 additional environments. Ooh. Master 2 powerful fresh abilities, Dash and Light Burst. So, this game, it's been on my radar for so long. I bought it digital. I bought actually Blind Forest and Will o' the Wisps, which is the second game, digital. And then I decided to get a physical copy of Hollow Knight, which I've also never played.
It looks cute, though.
And I said, well, if I have a physical of Hollow Knight, might as well, complete the trifecta and get both Ori games. And
Watch you hate all of them.
no, listen to this. This is, I'm still a bit mad about this. I bought these at Cybertron, $40 a pop, right? They're 15 at GameStop each.
Are you kidding me?
No.
What the fuck?
Because the thing is, I kept looking on the app on GameStop, Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, fucking Hollow Knight. No store had them. Every time I go to the store up the road, they have tons of copies. It drives me fucking batshit every single time that I go and I'm looking through the Switch games and I see those two fucking games just staring at me. So
It's pretty cruel.
it is obnoxious. But I want to play this game because I'm really in the mood for a good Metroidvania. After Axiom Verge 2, which was amazing, I really need a new Metroidvania. I'm replaying Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, which I plan on reviewing for the show soon. But it's an old Metroidvania that I'm revisiting. I want something new, something fresh. And this game, apparently it's really hard, but really rewarding. So out of the three, this is the one I'm most excited about. But knowing our listeners,
They're never going to choose what we're most excited about.
no,
They never do.
The thing that the reason why they're not gonna, well, at least the ones that choose for the games, most of those listeners, they love RPGs. Burger Champ loves RPGs. Dave loves RPGs. I'm sure Wolfgang loves them too. Sarah won't shut up about RPGs, so they mostly vote for the RPGs that they like. Like the first time we did, it wasn't really the backlog. It was the Patreon chooses poll. They chose Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which is an RPG, and a really long and tedious one at that. So,
Well, they chose a Regency book for me, so maybe they'll stay true to that this time. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited about all of these.
same here.
But-
Same here. I picked these games specifically because these are the ones with the highest possibility of me picking one out of them and playing next.
Right.
So,
I was trying to pick books that I thought I was less likely to DNF.
see, and the thing is that I know these two RPGs are like 60-hour romps each one. Ori is more or less 8 or 10 hours. So if Ori is picked, I might be able to jump into one of these RPGs, depending on what Patreon chooses might be whatever is runner-up. I am not saying please vote for Ori. I'm saying vote for whatever you want. But if you do vote for Ori, I might review one of the others.
Oh, and I have something exciting coming up that I forgot to discuss at the beginning of the episode. Something that I'm doing later this month. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Walk to Mordor?
Yes, I'm doing a walk to Mordor with my books to Bessie, who owes us so much money at this point. I don't even know where she is on that tally. But basically, a new book came out this week. New. I mean, it was still written like tons of years ago. But basically, it's The Nature of Middle Earth. And it's more like history of the world that Tolkien wrote and was compiled by an editor other than his son, because his son was doing all of this stuff that's published over the years, but his son actually passed away back in January of 2020. Pretty sad. Or 2021. Was it 2020 or 2021?
I have no idea.
I think it was 2020. But basically, this newest book has a bunch of information, like our friend Don Marshall, who's not actually our friend, but I'm going to call him my friend, from TikTok. He's a big Lord of the Rings nerd, and basically pointed out that Sam goes to the Undying Lands to be with Frodo after his family dies. And time in the Undying Lands passes at a different rate than time does here on Earth. So Frodo only had to wait for Sam for 1 month when Sam was actually gone for like 60 years. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait. Hold up. I don't think that math is right.
What?
I don't think that math is right.
No?
So, how long do hobbits live for? 120, 130 years?
Bilbo was 111 when he went to stay in Rivendell, and then he was still alive and goes with them to the Undying Lands after the whole trip there and trip back and there and back again and everything.
Right. So that would mean that Sam's daughter with Rosie, right?
Wait,
Was
maybe it
60
was
years old when she died?
no. I said that wrong. It was when his wife died.
What? Oh, okay.
Not his whole family, I don't think.
I see.
When
Okay.
Rosie Cottontail, whatever the hell her name was,
Cottontail.
dies. Then he goes to the Undying Lands.
She probably has a big dumper.
But basically, Frodo only had to wait for him for like a minute, whereas Sam spent his entire life without Frodo after the trip to Mordor. But
Went
another
over your
thing,
head. That went completely over your head, or
I
you
hate
chose
you.
to ignore me.
I hate you. Another thing that this book includes, I haven't read it yet. I just got my copy today, and it's probably going to take me months to read this sucker. Is like a way to figure out the exact, or as close as we can get to exact mileage of their walk to Mordor. Only like one little snippet was on a boat. It's basically like 1,300 miles, a little bit more than 1,300 miles. So Aaron and I got lots of walking to do between September 22nd and March 25th. We can do this.
So
We can do this.
1,300 miles.
1,350 miles.
Yeah. So that was kind of like the equivalent of one of my trips when I did when I drove semis. So
Yeah, I get to walk your
Yeah.
trip length.
so you're probably going to Connecticut and back.
Yeah, I'm probably
There and back again.
well. And so in his TikTok where he explained it, he said it's like the equivalent of walking from Texas to, I don't even remember what the comparison he made was, but it's pretty fucking far.
Yeah. Luckily, you won't go to upstate New York or through New York.
I'll just be walking around the apartment complex over and over and over and over, 7.5 miles a day.
Sweet.
It's fine.
That's fun. But yeah, so that's the backlog of Doom. We have. You want to go over your books again?
Yes, I have The Book of M, Dark Matter, and Mr. Darcy Takes a Wife. Pride and Prejudice continues.
I have Dragon Quest XS. Dragon Quest 11S, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore, and Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition.
You have some really difficult titles.
Yeah. You wanna give it a crack? You wanna give this one a
Nope,
crack?
no, I'm good.
You
I'm
give
good.
this one a
Nope.
crack.
Oh
That one.
boy.
That's the one that kept tripping me up.
Dragon
On the side, on the spine.
Dragon Quest
11.
11.
You have to do the math?
No, I had to remember my Roman numerals. Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition. Yeah. You know, I can see Dragon Ball in that one kid's hair. What the fuck is this little potato ghost boy?
I have no idea. I just noticed
I'm really
that for the first
intrigued.
time.
When you find this potato ghost boy in the game, you need to let me know because I want to see him.
So you can come see
He
the potato.
looks like Mr. Potato Head in ghost form. Mr. Potato Head and Casper had a baby.
See, I look at it and it looks more like a character from Adventure Time more than a character that should belong in something done by Akira Toriyama.
It's really random.
Yeah, it's so out of place. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for this.
I'm excited too. I mean, these are all books that I've needed to read for a while, and they all sound exciting in their own unique ways. So
Yes.
it'll be
also,
fun.
I made my list already for Horror Month. How are you on that?
Didn't we map it out? And I didn't actually write it down. I think I've got most of it, and we're gonna double up on 2, right? Because we're gonna do one thing that's similar to something we did last year, and we're doing Mothman.
Right. So I actually have to confirm 2 guests for Horror Month. I wanna one of them. So I gotta get on these guests quickly. One of them did tell me I'll be on the show, and hopefully he's listening right now and he's still down. I actually gotta send him the list of the games and maybe let him pick out the book this time. We still got a month. You can read a book in a month. Yeah? No?
I want to pick my own books. You do realize if you let somebody pick the book, I only get to choose one thing for that whole month.
That's true. Right. So what you need to do is actually make your own list
I have a list in my head.
and give me the list. Just put it on our Discord so that so I can reach out to these people. So
Make a horror month Discord.
a Horror Month Yeah, that's a good idea. Make a Horror Month Discord channel.
Nobody needs to hear our random
I mean, it's
planning.
good. It's good that they see what it's like in the back of
Behind the scenes.
yes, outside of the
Behind
microphone. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So past the computer no, wait. Past the streaming app.
And sometime this week, we plan to share a post with our faces.
Most people have seen our faces if they follow us on TikTok.
But we've never, made a post, like a photo with our faces.
That's true. That's true.
Never. Because our faces are scary. We have faces that are made for radio. What?
I don't know what you're talking about because I'm fucking beautiful.
You are beautiful, but I'm not.
I know. That's true. Yeah.
Asshole.
All right. So that's it for this week. 50 minutes? I was afraid we weren't going to get that far.
I mean, that last episode, we went way far overboard. So thank you to all of you who stuck around for a whole year.
Yeah,
There are not many of you, but we appreciate you a lot.
No, but I like that every week the listen stay consistent and they just keep slowly growing. And we would really appreciate if you guys shared with your friends, tell them to listen to us, that we're somewhat funny, and we talk about stuff, and if they send us emails, we'll read them on the show and make them part of the show because, we love our listeners. They always reach out. Oh, what you said here was funny, or oh, this is cool, or oh, what do you think about this?
Or, oh, you are idiots.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you really fucked that up.
Yeah, we did. Looking at you, Captain America episode.
Oh, well, who cares? That movie sold anyways. He's dead in the MCU anyways.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Nobody cares anymore. It's fine.
Yep. So, housekeeping, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So go sign up for our Patreon because you just listened to a full episode where you can actually decide the future of the show for $2 a month. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at anovelconsole and on facebook.com/facebook.com/anovelconsole. Don't forget, you can also tell your friends that they can find the podcast on most major podcast streaming platforms and that they can also listen on YouTube by searching for A Novel Console. Don't forget to tell them to subscribe, like, and comment, which we would like if they did. You should also leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts so that more people can find us. You can also email us, again, at anovelconsole@gmail.com, and we will read your email on the show. And our art was done by Metamorphic A on Instagram. You can find the link in the show notes. And with that, that's another, what's it called? Backlog of Doom down the drain.
Down the drain.
Down the drain. You want to say goodbye to everyone, Karen?
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.